Hello, friends, and welcome to the Friendors podcast, a podcast by wedding vendors for wedding vendors. I'm your host, Shawn Miller, owner and founder of Young, Hip, and Married and Professional Wedding Officiants. Each week, I interview my friends from the wedding industry, and we talk about life as a wedding vendor, how they got started, challenges they faced along the way. If you're a vendor, you know we got to throw in a few chaotic stories. Thanks so much for being here, and let's dive into the episode. Do you exclusively drink pink cocktails?
It gives me more joy when it is pink.
You're like Marie Kondo your cocktails?
Yeah, I do. I'm like, is it pink and is it in a pretty glass?
The glass is key though.
Yeah.
Like good stemware and good glassware.
It makes such a difference.
I'm super picky about my coffee glasses. Like it has to be stay hot.
Yeah. Or like those double well ones.
Yeah.
Those ones are so nice.
That's funny, eh? Are we rolling, Simon? We ready?
We are good, yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks for coming.
Yay, thanks for having me.
Yeah. How long have you been actually in the industry for? I don't even know that. When did you start?
25 years ago.
Sweet Jesus.
No, right?
Really?
So I went to Vancouver Film School.
You went to film school?
Yeah, I went to Vancouver Film School in 2000.
What was the goal?
So I've always been in art,
Right.
and like when I was looking at schools, I loved the movie Death Becomes Her.
Okay.
And I loved the special effects of it.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so amazing. And so when I found out they were doing special effects, film and television makeup, I was like, oh, I want to do that. So my first teacher for special effects was Charlie. He did the X-Files. So
And X-Files was huge in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Huge in Vancouver.
I actually was like a pro at like zombies and monsters.
Like a lot of liquid latex.
Yeah,
and
like that
doing
kind of
all
stuff.
That movie prop makeup.
But there wasn't like a huge calling for that in Vancouver at the time.
Right.
And that stuff's quite expensive to have in your kit. So when I started getting into film versus like weddings and events, I just found like film wasn't really my vibe. Like it wasn't as like fulfilling, I guess. So
And a little, like, do you feel like film is more stressful, less stressful than weddings? It's just different, right? A little more corporate.
It's different stress because it's corporate stress, but it's not, like, weddings are more personal stress.
Right.
So it's like personal stress versus like corporate stress.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like, you could do a fabulous job on someone in film and they'd be like, thanks, bye.
Yeah,
But
and then they got to get it all done the next day.
Yeah, but then when you do a wedding, it's like, oh my God, everyone's crying about it, and
Right.
it's like the best day ever, and you're just like, you get more fulfilled that way.
Right.
And so I found, I really loved events.
Did you finish the whole program, or did you? Yeah, you did.
So I finished it. It wasn't that long. I think it was like a year program, and So I kind of.
And that's early 2000s.
That was the early 2000s.
Wow.
Back
And then
in
when
the
you
day.
left film school, at that point, you were like, I'm getting into makeup.
Yeah.
Like-
So I started working. Actually, one of my first jobs was at Absolute Spa, and it was
yeah?
like back in the day when like J-Lo came. She went to the spa
Oh my
and
gosh.
with Ben Affleck when he did all that stuff.
Yeah.
And let me have a sip of my little drink.
Absolutely.
And it was so funny because the owner actually liked that I was a makeup artist, like a trained makeup artist,
Right.
because she wanted me to do her makeup for like TV.
Okay.
And I used to do a lot of like Global and CTV and stuff like
Right.
that.
And
So,
when did you make up for news and like that's more like,
yeah, that was like, film and television, that's probably actually like doing news makeup
Right.
is like probably the most stressful because you have less time and you have to make them look like TV perfect.
and like they're not wearing makeup.
If it's in the US, they want a full face.
For the females.
For the females.
Oh, I'm thinking about for the guys though, because they got
wanna
plenty of
look
makeup on too, right?
Yeah, they want to look natural. Here it's more casual, so.
Right. And they want the full face for makeup.
Yeah.
And you did that or no? You did
Yeah.
some, you did that too.
Yeah, I did a little of that too, so kind of a little bit of everything, but.
And then when did you start your company?
Well, I was always freelance.
Right.
But then I think I started in the around 2010 is when I started doing like freelance, like more full time.
Right.
And I think it was like 2013 or 2014 is when I started like on my own.
Really going
100%.
Right.
Like never worked for anyone else
Right.
except for myself since I think it was 2014.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time.
Yeah, that is a long time. And then when you first started, you just went full with your name, Jasmine Hoffman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full with my
just
name.
owned it.
And I started, it was kind of cool though, because like when I first started, it was like in the beginning of like Instagram.
Because Instagram was like 2012 maybe.
Yeah, and like Pinterest,
early on.
Instagram,
Yeah.
Snapchat, like all that was starting. And it kind of, though it was shifting from doing like weddings, like I'd go to like sometimes salons, or like I used to go to like church basements to do weddings, because no one really had it at the home. They'd always do it like at a salon, and then you go to the salon. But then the problem was a lot of the salons wouldn't be open early enough if it was like especially a church wedding. So then we started kind of going to people's homes, and then that's when the whole like Instagram, Pinterest thing, and you had like the matching robes, and you had the mimosa bars, and it became this like
event to do.
Yeah, this like getting ready girls event, and then I like fit in with that.
Right, you loved
perfectly.
it. Yeah, you fit in.
Yeah, and so when I was working at the time, I was working at Holt Renfrew, and I remember like
in the makeup area?
In the makeup for Laura Mercier, and I remember like booking off. It was like January, and I was booking off all of my weddings that had booked me for the year. And I was looking at my calendar, and every single weekend for the entire year was booked. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to finagle working at both places at the same time? Because you can't, you have to work weekends when you're working at both.
Of course.
And so I'd always kind of get around it where I'd like do an early morning and then like a little this, a little that. But then it got to the point where it was just like, there's no way I can do it.
Right.
So by February, I think it was like February like 18th or 19th, that was like my last day.
And you quit.
And I went freelance ever since.
Was it hard to quit?
It was a little scary because you're like, you're
doing it.
Yeah, I've always worked a job. You always have like an income that's coming every 2 weeks. So like you're kind of like, oh my goodness, it's like sink or swim kind of thing. So it's like,
what gave you the final push to do it? You just realized?
I just was, well, okay, so I had a wedding that I was supposed to do with Countdown Events.
Yeah.
And it was going to be this really beautiful wedding. The makeup artist was coming from out of town. Something happened. They weren't able to make it. They wanted me to do it. And it was going to be like a big chunk of money. It would have been like what I would make in 2 weeks at Holt's in like a couple hours. And nobody would let me have the day off. I asked everyone. They're like, you can't have the day off. You can't have the day off. I tried switching. I tried so hard. I could not get the day off. So I had to give up the booking. And I was just so mad. Because like, I'm like standing there for 8 hours making no money when I could have like done something I really loved. So I was like, this is it. So
what advice would you give to your younger self? So, you know, Jasmine in 2014, she's working at Holt, she's hustling, she's getting going, and like you're here today in 2025 looking at all the success you have. Like, what do you tell young Jasmine who's just getting started?
Well, young Jasmine maybe wouldn't have bought as many shoes and put a down payment on an actual apartment instead of renting an apartment with like 1 million shoes. That would be number one.
Sounds very Carrie Bradshaw,
like,
right?
Yeah, legit
like
Carrie.
Carrie Bradshaw.
I really am. Like, if I could have like gone back and done things differently, that would have probably been, because I'm one of those people when I have like a really good week, I'm like, I'm going shopping.
Right, make it happen.
And then you're like, I have all these shoes and nowhere to live. So
you got a whole room for your shoes.
I have a whole room. My closet is my bedroom, and it's just shoes and clothes and dresses everywhere.
Did you ever post that on Instagram?
No, it's just like.
Is it like organized chaos or is it just chaos?
It's organized chaos. Yeah, I don't want anyone to see it. I also don't really like showing people like too much of what I have, because I just kind of feel I don't know, people get like
the internet's a weird place.
Yeah.
Do you color coordinate your closet?
It's all pink, so it doesn't really need to be color coordinated.
Different shades of pink?
I do have like, the whites and like reds or jewel tones kind of in their own little area, but like it's pretty easy when 90% of your clothes are pink. It's like pink goes with pink goes with pink, so.
That's so funny.
It just gives me joy.
Erica color coordinates her closet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like blues and reds and greens. It's like, color.
And I think that was the other thing, like working as a makeup artist in the industry, is you always had to wear black.
Right.
So anywhere I ever worked.
It's very common.
Yeah, you had to wear black. And so when I was working at Holtz, we were allowed to have like colored accessories.
Okay.
So it'd slowly kind of have like, nice shoes or like a little blazer or something like that was color. And then my last day, I was like, I'm never wearing black again. And I literally...
Is that when the pink became the thing?
That's when pink exploded. Because I was like, I can wear whatever I want. So...
And it's become your brand.
It's become my brand. And it's actually kind of funny because like people like will expect you to look like that when you show up.
Oh yeah.
And like I've had people like purposely want me to stay for like touch-ups and stuff so they can get the photo of me doing the makeup, the touch-ups.
It becomes like a uniform.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So you kind of like, which is nice in a way because then pushes you to, doesn't matter if it's like 3 a.m, late at night, whatever time you're going someone, you always want to look your best and you want to like kind of show up the way they'd expect you to.
Right. Not all vendors are like that.
No. But I think about it like it is a job, and if you love what you do, you show up looking your best. So like even if you're like say a flight attendant and you're doing a flight at like 2 a.m, you still have to dress like a flight attendant.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter what time of the day is. That's not really an excuse. It's your job. So like I also think like a lot of the time we're in people's photos. So like I'm in the photos doing the bride's makeup, and a lot of the time like I'll try to look like I'm part of the wedding. I think that that's like a really nice thing, because then in the photos it's not like, oh, who's that person in their pajamas,
right? But it's also very like, you've been very intentional, I think, more than any other makeup artist I follow, about curating your brand.
Yeah.
Like you've done a very good job curating a brand. Like if people say Jasmine Hoffman, like, oh yeah, the girl who wears pink, like people just know it right away.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Similar
like you're
like
memorable.
when I started wearing the hats to my wedding, they're like, oh, you're the guy that wears, and people will ask me like, can you please make sure to wear your hat?
Yeah,
like
but then that gives people
right?
excitement too, and it's like, oh, which hat's he gonna wear this time?
Right?
You know?
Yeah, I think funny.
It's a good thing, because it is kind of like that with anyone. Like when you think of even just like, for instance, like Sabrina Carpenter.
Right.
Like with her shows, she would have like each show she would have the same kind of outfit but a different color.
Right.
And it was always like the same thing, but like a new kind of little pop of color, a new sparkle of this. So it's like something you kind of remember about them, and then you don't forget. And I think it's a good marketing tool.
Absolutely. To stand out. Like one of the things I haven't talked about in the other shows was like that idea of kind of curating your own personal brand. Because I think a lot of people want to get into the industry or want to freelance, and they kind of think of it as being a freelance, but really as a freelancer now, like you have to be a brand to stand out.
And that is hard actually, because it takes time to kind of unapologetically be who you are. And I'm very much like that. Like I don't when the glass came and it was in a short glass. I don't drink out of short glasses.
That's not for me.
I have no problem saying how I feel about things.
But you're polite about it.
Yeah, it's not like, oh my God, I can't drink out of that. But like I was like, I would like this. This would give me joy. Yeah. And I think that as you get older and you kind of come into yourself and what makes you feel comfortable. Like I remember being younger, like even when I worked at Holtz, and I always loved pink, and when I was younger, loving pretty girly things, and people making fun of me like, ooh, Barbie, and I was just like, thank you.
Right. Yeah,
and
I love it.
Like some people would be like a little deterrent, like they're like, oh, I don't want to stand out. Yeah. But I'm like, I'm gonna stand out.
Were you always like that?
I've always been like that, yeah. But it's gotten as you get older, and like I think it also helps with like online shopping as well. Like when you think like 20 years ago, right? Where did you find like fabulous pink dresses like this, right? At the grad shop, maybe, or like and like where you had to get custom, right? And so now that I've gotten older, and with like the power of social media, is like I can find brands that are like my kind of like my personality, and like this dress, like I have like probably 20 of their brand, like this brand's dresses, and they're all like pink and fluffy and this and that, and it just like gives me so much joy. But like 20 years ago, it was hard to find stuff
Were you
like
always
that.
good at following what gave you joy, or was that something that you've learned? It's kind of always been innate.
I think it's something you definitely learn, like, and you kind of don't, like, as I said, like, unapologetically just do it. Like, if it's something that makes you happy, then do it.
So what do you say to, like, the makeup artist that's getting started, or any vendor that's getting started, and they're a little bit scared, right?
Yeah.
Because I know for me, I shied away from social media for a long time, like, or too much, or, you're like, oh, do I really want to put myself out there? Or people get worried about being judged, but, you're saying, like, lean into it. Like, lean into your peculiarities, your oddness, lean into what makes you like.
People will find you. But actually, I was like that when I first had Instagram. I had it private.
Right.
Because I was kind of like a little nervous about people, because it was so new at the time. Like, when you think, like, 10 years ago, it was so new at the time. I didn't really want people knowing everything about me.
Right.
So then I kind of curated my Instagram to be very much like me and things I love and what I'm doing, but still my personal life is very private.
Right.
Like, I don't really have a really personal Instagram. Like, I'll post what I want people to see, but
it's
not
like your brand.
Yeah, I'm not going to post, like, I'm not the type of person that's going to post, like, a video of me crying about something, or, like, I always try to keep it positive, so I'm not going to post too much. Like, I wouldn't post my bedroom. I wouldn't post, like, a tour of where I live. Like, people don't need to see that, and, like, if you want to, then you can book an appointment with me, and you can see my apartment where I do my clients, and you'd be in.
So you work out of your home?
Yeah, so, well, a little bit of both. So I have my, like, little mini studio in my apartment where clients come to me, and then I travel to clients. So it kind of depends, like, because I'm in Yale Town. It's nice, like, I have clients that live downtown, or they, sometimes they're not able to check into their hotel right away, or they're coming into town for, like, Taylor Swift or whatever it is. So they can just
People get their makeup done to go to Taylor Swift?
Oh, I had 39 clients.
Come on.
I cried 2 of the days because I had literally 39 clients booked for the 3 days.
For Taylor Swift?
For Taylor Swift. Like, big groups. It was like groups of 9, groups of 6. Like, it was madness.
This is blowing my mind.
Like, I used so many glitters and so much red lipstick, and we did, like, eye crystals because she had her, like, different eras.
Yeah, totally.
And it was kind of the nice thing, actually, with Taylor Swift is she'd have, like, her brands, so, like, or her eras, which were, like, identical. Like,
you can identify what they were.
Yeah, like, there was, like, the red lipstick. Like, I don't even remember the different eras now because it was just, like, such a whirlwind. But she had different looks. And so people had, like, eras that they were going as. So, like, I'd do a lot of red lipsticks or gems on the eyes, and people had pictures of her makeup that they wanted me to recreate. So I had a lot of clients. That was actually probably, I'd say, one of the biggest concerts that everyone got ready for. The other one that I do a lot of, like, is the concerts like Kiss.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So I have, like, clients have booked me, like, every time Kiss is in town. I usually have clients that are doing the full Kiss makeup because I do special effects makeup. So, like, I actually have, I had a group. It was like a father and his 3 sons, and they would go as, like, all 4 of the characters. I've done, I think, their makeup for the Kiss concert like 3 times in a row now. They, like, come to me each time.
That's hilarious. Do people book you at Halloween to do stuff?
Yeah, and Halloween, like, I had actually a really cool, I do, like, event booking. So I had a client, they hired me to do, it was kind of like Halloween party, but it wasn't technically a Halloween party. It was, like, kind of like a Beautifully Dead vibe. So I had...
Well, that's kind of cool, Beautifully Dead.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, well, that's what I called it. So they had, like, all the bartenders and staff were supposed to look like kind of zombie-like. So I had, like, bleeding eyes or, like, blood in the mouth and, like, that kind of vibe. And I just, like, I banged out probably, like, 15 people in, like, a couple hours just to get them all beautifully dead.
You did all this.
Yeah.
So not just weddings. You do
not just weddings. Yeah.
All sorts of stuff.
All kinds of fun things.
And makeup, like, it feels like in the last 5-7 years, like, due to social media, like, it's had a huge, Like it's massive. Like I think about creators like James Charles.
Oh yeah.
Right?
It's
like
crazy.
people becoming huge doing their makeup on camera.
Yeah.
Like it's a big thing.
That's still something that I haven't quite executed yet very well, just because it's like one of those things you have to have a little bit more time with like filming and like kind of
editing
and taking the time to get the model and do it. And I'd love to do it. It's just like, it's on my goal list, but it's just something I haven't quite done. Like I do little things like when I do photo shoots or whatever, I'll do like little before and afters but like it doesn't take that much time to do. So I feel like the filming, that kind of stuff, I feel like I need to really like kind of figure out how to, I'd want to do it differently, like so it's more me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like figuring out how I'd want to do it that would be like more my brand and not like so the same that everyone else
a lot
does.
of it, some of the videos that get me are like these clickbaity videos. Like people will show a video of this woman all done up and then they'll show her on the next screen. You're like, that's not the same person.
Yeah.
And then they'll start again. I'm like, what type of sorcery is this that
and it's
doing?
also special effects on that too, though. So it's like a lot. That's the one thing about Instagram is there's a lot of like editing on things. So it's not
right.
Like,
it's not just the makeup, right?
Yeah,
it's the filters,
like it's the filters
and everything else
it's
that
really
they're doing.
Edited. So like you're kind of like, that's not really real, but it's cool to watch. So.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Fool me.
Yeah. Right?
Right? It's hard to tell what is real and what's not these days, right?
The AI stuff is crazy. It's like, that's a whole other level of wild.
I did a filter, like a red hair filter on TikTok a while ago. And I was like, what is this magic?
Yeah.
Like freckles, red hair, the whole thing. And you're like...
Well, I do, I have my like Snapchat filter, which gives me sparkle freckles, and I know it's a filter. Right. Everyone that sees it knows it's a filter, but it just gives me joy because it's like sparkles on my face that are extra than the sparkles I normally have. So,
but the people that are using filters and not declaring that it's a filter,
that's a little wild.
Like it's okay that you're using a filter, but it's good to tell people.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are doing that now, though. Like there was that whole like kind of movement where people
had no filter.
Yeah, people had to like kind of like say like, oh, this is edited, or just kind of like ads, like if you post about something that you got, you're supposed to say like #ad, so people know that you didn't actually purchase it; it was gifted.
Yeah, #AI.
Yeah, like I usually say that like if I get something sent to me, I'll say I got a gift.
Right.
So it's like I was gifted something.
Yeah. So then.
And then if I don't like it, I won't talk about it.
Right.
So it's like, I don't like this. I'm not gonna tell people about it. But if I like it, then I'll tell everyone. So.
Right. And so, how mmany weddings do you think you got under your belt at this stage? Do you keep track of that?
You know what? Definitely in the thousands, I'd say. But because I've been doing weddings since I was. Yeah, for 25 years. And like there was consistently where I'd have like sometimes like 6 weddings a weekend or like more depending on like I feel like 2016, 17, 2018, 2019, those years were probably like the busiest.
Right.
And then after COVID, like I think it was like 2022 when everyone was
2022 was
that
crazy.
Was a wild. That was like everyone. That was an anxiety year because it was like everyone who had to cancel had to move, and then it was like sometimes like 3 weddings in one day, but they're all big.
They're all
groups.
And they're all rescheduled too, right? Because they postponed or done whatever else.
Yeah. So that was I probably would be say in the thousands. So. That's a lot of weddings.
And so do you, with your business at this stage, like do you do any marketing other than your Instagram, word of mouth? Like do you do ads? Do you do anything like that?
I kind of was doing ads for a bit, but I found like I didn't really notice a big difference from like the Instagram ads and stuff like that. Right. And it was like such a big chunk of money that you're paying for like not really knowing what you're getting back. Right. And then I kind of did that with Google too, but I feel like it's mostly word of mouth and then like just like mainly word of mouth, I think.
And do you get repeat customers? Like people come back?
Oh yeah, I have clients I've been doing their I like did their first date. I did their engagement.
People get makeup done for their first date?
I've had people that get their makeup done for dates.
This is so new to me.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I have clients like I don't know, I think like, it depends on what people do, but like I have
Right.
like a lot of clients that are like nurses, or you know, they don't really wear a lot of makeup
Right.
at work.
Right.
So then they want to get done up, but then they're like, I don't know what to do.
Right.
So yeah, I've had clients that do their dates, or like not even first dates, but like dates.
Right.
But
Special nights
one
or
of my
special
clients,
events.
I did her first date, and I've done her wedding, and like I've been doing her makeup consistently for like 14 years for her birthday, for 14 years. So I have a lot of repeat clients.
Do you ever have people come to you, want their makeup done a certain way, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
How does that conversation go? Someone's like, this is what I want done. It's like, do they show you a picture?
I have had to say, I feel like that's a little too much, which I feel like I'm a lot of muchness. So when I'm saying that's a little too much, you know it's a little too much.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, I would say usually people kind of get a good idea of like what my style is.
Right.
Like I do very, very natural makeup a lot.
Right.
But a lot of the things I post are usually kind of like more of a soft to like glam vibe.
Yeah, totally.
Just because it's more fun for
Right.
me. And but then when it's like a lot, it's sometimes a little too much. Where you're like, I don't know about that. So,
Does that ever happen? Like I told a story earlier about I did this wedding where I had to read a script that I was really uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
Because it was just a version of marriage that was like, I found not great, and it
No.
was hard for me. And I remember doing that after that wedding being like,
It just made you feel
I'm
uncomfortable.
not going to do that again. Like, do you have clients like that come along that want something, or that you're all, they want their makeup done a certain way and you're like, I won't do that? Or like, how do you navigate those conversations?
I think that all comes with experience. And I think that I think that a lot of the time people will see something on someone and they don't really think about what it would look like in person, because they might have a photo of like a really beautiful eyeshadow, but it's like heavily edited and it's very editorial. Like
Right.
it'll be like a black smoky eye with like a chrome shimmer in the inner corner.
Right.
And you're just like, that in the photo or in a photo shoot would look really cool,
Right.
but like in person, you're gonna look nuts. They're gonna look nuts. And there's been times where, you kind of, you try to get a good sense of like people's like vibe and like what they do for work, what they usually wear, like how their style is. And they'll show you a photo of something and you're like, I don't really feel like that's you, but let's try something kind of similar.
Right.
And like sometimes I've had clients who've had like full on like heavy makeup looks, and then I'll do like half of that look, like the intensity, and they still think it's too much. I'm like, imagine if I did the full look.
Right.
You would have been crying.
Right.
Like that is not gonna work on you.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of like reading the room.
Right.
And like getting a good sense of like what people would like based on, like obviously for me, like I love glitter every
Right.
day. This isn't an everyday look for some people,
Right.
but for me,
It
I'm
is.
like, this gives me joy.
Right.
So
Do you ever get those crying clients that like have their makeup done by someone else and they come to you crying, needing it fixed?
well, I've had times where I've had people who wanted to book me and they didn't really want to pay my prices,
Then
even though
what's-
I try to keep my prices really reasonable for my
Right. For
Like,
your
I have-
service
yeah,
rendered. Yeah,
for-
you're a
for how
professional with
long I've been
25 years
doing it.
experience. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I also try to keep it reasonable because I want I want a lot of clients to be able to access my services. And I love the idea of like elite clients, but I also want like to have as many clients as possible that
Well,
can
pricing
do it.
is a tricky
right?
thing because, we're busy and we do, hundreds of weddings a year, and yeah, we could raise our prices, but you also you lose a certain demographic of people when you do that. And, if I was only just about making money,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Okay, what's the best business decision? But what I find with wedding vendors is we're also do this because we love it.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
We're not just trying to rank in as much money as possible. Like we want to make a living and do well. But again, there is an element of pricing yourself out of the market and losing out on getting to work with some great people.
Yeah, and that's why I try to keep my prices reasonable for the bride and the bridal party, because I like to be able to be there and do everyone.
Right.
And I want everyone to look fabulous.
Right.
I'm not like one of those people that's like, oh, I only do the bride
Right.
and other people can do the bridal party. Like, I love doing everyone's makeup. So if I can do all of them, then it makes me happy because then they all look good. And then I'm like in control of like how everyone looks consistent. Because I've had that before where like people will have like maybe half the bridal party will be with one artist and one will be another. Because like maybe the sister and the mom of the bride and the mother-in-law get their makeup done with me, and then the other bridal party goes with somebody else. But then if they're using different products or different...
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like it doesn't wear the same sometimes. So like I've had it where I've gone back to do brides touch-ups and the bridal party all look like they have no makeup left on their face. It's all gone from the sun or whatever. So then I usually will go and like kind of touch everyone up because it's like the way I do makeup is so it does last the day. And not everybody does that.
I had a bride last year, which I've never seen before. We had a wedding in full sun at this golf course, and she cried a lot.
Yeah.
But it looked like her face melted.
Yeah.
And is that like poor application? Is that poor makeup? Like,
could be a little mixture of a couple things. Like,
but it was like gone. Like it was like it would literally look like her like that scene from the. It just didn't look. It was.
See, and that's.
I felt so bad for her.
It could be.
She had a huge smile on her face. Was thrilled. Everything was amazing. But
it could be
like
the products. It could be that she maybe never had a trial.
Right.
Some people also just don't.
What's a trial? Like
a trial is like when I do a full makeup look, like the way they're going to leave looking like they would on the wedding day. And then they can wear the makeup for the day. And I try to say like you could do the trial for like engagement photos or a special occasion.
Right.
So then you're wearing the makeup all day.
So you know how it looks, how it wears.
And then they can report back to me. So I find...
oh, that's smart.
Then they can tell me, and we usually have this discussion like, okay, let me know how it wore, if there's any changes. And then that gives them an opportunity to try other trials as well. Because sometimes you don't know what kind of look you want to go for.
Right.
And some people will want to try something that they've always wanted to look like, but then it just doesn't suit them. So then they can come back and do like a different version of a trial. Like maybe they wanted something really natural and then they decided they wanted something more like glam or vice versa. So like I had a bride, she just got married this weekend. We did like 3 trials leading up to the wedding.
Is that normal?
Yeah, it's like usually one trial is the most common, but some people will do a couple just because. So she had a trial, and then she had, I think, engagement photos, and then she did like they did like a private ceremony the day before the wedding. Yeah. So she got to try 3 different looks. So we did super natural, glam, and then like in between.
Okay, which one did she go with?
And then we kind of decided to do the glam.
Okay.
So she was really thinking that she wanted the natural, but then on the day of, she's like, no, I want the glam. Because she just saw that it wore better.
Right.
And that she didn't have to really worry about it. Where like sometimes when you do really, really natural, and that's the thing too, is you do really, really natural, it's not set properly, it doesn't wear as nicely. So like everyday makeup isn't always gonna be the best for wedding. So, and that's kind of the thing that people have to choose is like, do you want it to look good in photos and for the day? Or do you want to have it look good for like a couple hours and then be gone? So.
Are you doing makeup for like grooms, men? Is that starting to become more popular?
It was a little bit, like it's once in a while, but like I kind of find younger couples will be a little bit more like that.
Right.
Or if I had like a client that's like maybe they're bald,
right,
and they get like really shiny, so I'll do like powder and like mattifying, or like if they have dark circles, or we'll do like brow grooming, just like basic kind of like TV makeup. Right. Because I've had a couple clients like they worked in like film and television, and so they'll request it. They'll be like, oh, I want to look good in the photos too. So. And then some don't want anything to do with it. They're like, no, I don't want any powder, anything.
So, I'm a young kid. I'm getting into makeup. I really like it. I'm like, I think it'd be fun to do makeup for weddings. Like, where does Jasmine point me to start? Like, I want to get started. I can do makeup decent.
Yeah.
And I want to get started. Like, what type of advice would you give to someone starting out?
I think it would be good to like reach out to artists that you follow, like you maybe identify with, and seeing if you can like maybe assist with them, and like get an idea of what wedding days are like. Because I think that people have this like glamorous, it's like film too, but like they have this like glamorous idea that it's all like sunshine and happiness.
Right.
And I'm just really good at art. So like for me, like I loved Bob Ross.
Right.
So like I could be doing makeup in a very chaotic setting, and I'm just like painting a little cloud, you know,
happy
just
little
like
accidents.
happy little accidents everywhere, you know, just kind of tune out the noise. But like I'm also pretty, I'm pretty accommodating with my brides and my surroundings. So I'm not like showing up like, oh, I need to be in a quiet room and I need this and I need that. Like I can do makeup in any kind of lighting. I can do makeup in any kind of like situation where it's like maybe we're in a church basement, maybe we're in a hotel room, maybe we're in a house, like any kind of vibe I can kind of do just because I'm so used to it. So I definitely think that like if someone's starting out, definitely shadowing or like assisting someone just to see if that, because it can be really stressful for a lot of people, especially if like things are running behind or if there's like something that happened, like it rained on the wedding day and like the whole plan is changed. There's a lot of like stress that can go into the getting ready time, or like if people are running late or whatever it is. So if you're not good in like high, because a lot of people aren't good in high stress
and they don't think of it because what they see is the Instagram version. And they don't be like, holy shit, there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Not a lot of people are good with it. Like you have to be like, I'm like hands of a surgeon. Like actually I was talking to one of my clients that is a surgeon. And like doing a wedding makeup and doing a surgery is like practically the same thing. It's like you're not eating, you don't go to the washroom, you barely have water, and you're like go, go,
and
go,
you're
go,
standing
go.
all day.
And you're standing for hours. So sometimes you might have a wedding. I think the most people I did for a wedding was like 19 people.
No way.
Yeah. I didn't do all 19. I had assistants helping me.
But you're in charge of 19 people.
It was 19 people we had to get ready. We had like, and obviously no one wants to start really early. So we had like a certain amount of time to do all those people, which is...
The number one reason my weddings are late is hair and makeup.
Yeah. And usually, you know what? And it's not...
If a bride is late, I'm like, guaranteed hair and makeup. You know,
and that's the thing is it's not always you can give as much time as possible, and there's always going to be something that happens. So it's
someone doesn't like it, or something happens.
It could be anything. Like like bridal party comes late, they might not want to start right away. Like I always try to give like a generous amount of time, but then like no one ever wants to start right away. Or everyone's like not organized.
Dude, the starting on time thing is a thing.
Yeah.
Even when I'm at a wedding some days and like, you know, I end up playing MC because everyone's standing around and it's like 5 minutes to go time. I'm like, are we ready to start? People are like, everyone's here. I'm like, who's going to kick? Okay, people come sit down. Like, let's go, right? Like,
well, I think it's also people need to, you have to start learning to ask the right questions, which I used to ask people, when do you need to be ready by? Say they need to be ready by 2. And I'm like, what time do you need to leave by? And they'll be like, 2. And I'm like, okay, that is not the time you need to be ready by. Because if you're going to be getting into your dress, you have your photographer coming, you need to be ready by like 12:31. Like you need at least an hour to get your dress on, get some photos. It depends on the photographers, because some photographers have a whole setup of things that they want to do, like the putting on the jewelry, the putting on the shoes, the putting on the dress
on, or the first look with the dad, or
that
whatever,
might be a whole hour and a half. Or there could be also like surprise moments where like there was a really thoughtful gift and the bride's crying, or there's like gifts for the bridal party. Or I've had it where like there's maybe like a member that passed away and there's something special, or there's a video that happens. Like I think sometimes people do like video diaries to like the groom or for the wedding day, and then there's tears. And like, so you're kind of like standing around like with your brush and you're like, okay, we have like 15 minutes for her to get her dress on, but they're like not even close to being ready. So sometimes it's just things take longer than you would expect, because you can make a perfect time plan, but it never always goes that way. And then you also want people to enjoy the day too. You don't want to be like sitting there militant, like, okay, you had your mimosa, finish it. You have to do this now. Like, you don't
But
want to be
it is like a trickle-down effect, right?
Yeah.
Because you're kind of early on in the process where they feel like they have lots of time.
Yep.
And if the makeup's not done, then they're not getting into the limo on time.
Yep.
They're not getting the
if
first
there's
look shots,
traffic.
right? Or
Yeah.
or they're getting to the ceremony late. Like all of that, like it's a real trickle-down effect in managing those expectations. I think you're thinking about like asking the right questions.
Yeah.
It's great advice because it's true. Like when we do a ceremony, we're like, well, what time does your ceremony start? And people are like, oh, 2. And I'm like, okay, like what time are you getting there? Well, we'll get there at 2. I'm like, well, no. Then your ceremony's starting at 2:30. Well, we put 2 on the invitations. Great. But what time does your ceremony need to start? Right? Yeah. Oh, it's starting at 2:30. Okay, well, we need to know that, right? So that I'm not trying to get started for 2 o'clock and you're nowhere here.
Yeah, exactly. And it's even like that with photos too. Like people have this like grand idea with like first look photos, but then it's like, well, where are you going for your first look photos?
Yeah.
Like, how long does it take to get there?
Yeah.
Like if you're planning to go to somewhere, say like Lighthouse Park, it's like a 30-minute trek in the natures to get to the cliffs.
It's
and then a 30-minute
45 minutes
back.
just to the parking lot, and then it's 30-minute walk down the trail.
Yeah, and then you're hot and you're sweaty when by the time you get out. And then you need touch-ups. So it's like all those things. Like I think people have like these great ideas of stuff that they want to do, but they don't think about the execution of what each thing is going to do.
So do you have like a questionnaire that you give, or like
Usually,
do you have a survey?
yeah.
Like what do you give your clients when someone wants to book you?
It's like questions that I'll ask. Like first, the main ones to begin with is like how many,
right?
What location, and what time,
right?
And those are the main ones I need to know first.
Right.
And then once you get those, you're like, okay, yeah, I can do that. And then you start asking the questions like, okay, like, where are you getting ready? What time do you need to leave by? Is the photographer coming? Is everyone wanting hair and makeup? And then you start asking all the little questions to kind of get like a good first, like, because I a lot of time make like the logistics for my brides. And it's like, are you going to be doing gifts with your bridesmaids? Are you going to be doing a photo shoot with like them before you get your dresses on? Like all those little things. And then you can kind of work your way through like the booking time. And then like a lot of the time I usually try to give more time. So then that way if things are running behind, and I'm pretty quick, like I can do makeup in like 20 minutes.
Know how long it's going to take you.
Because I know like there's times where things run behind and there's nothing anyone can do about it, but I know that I can be fast.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I have my things and the person's sitting there and they just sit there, I can get them ready in like 15, 20 minutes.
If they're eating and talking and getting their photos taken or whatever they're doing, right?
And that's the thing is like sometimes people are getting up here and there, and I think the other thing too is a lot of the time when you're doing the bride is everyone's asking the bride questions, so she's like constantly answering everybody, and she's not
just sit still.
Yeah, and you're just like close your eyes, just close your eyes, you know, and then you can. And then also too, if they want photos with me in the photos,
right?
I need to know like what time the photographer is coming, so then that way she's ready. So this is like all the little things. It's like a lot of questions.
There's a lot to it.
And a lot of people don't have the answers. So you have to ask a lot of times. You're like, okay. Or they change. Like there'll be last minute things where people will be like, oh, actually, I'm going to be doing this now. And you're like, okay, well, now we need to make the timeline this. So that can be kind of tricky because, yeah, it can be kind of tricky. And then also like touch-ups. I'm going back to do the touch-ups.
Like after ceremony or before dinner
like,
or whatever.
where am I going to be? There's been times where I've done like touch-ups in parks or like parking lots, out of my car, like just because that's where they are. So, and they don't really think about it when they book me for touch-ups. So like, oh, okay, so I'm going to this park in this parking lot. I'm going to meet you, and then.
Is that stressful trying to get there?
Sometimes,
I got stuck in a protest once. Oh, I was leaving the Opus Hotel. I did a wedding at the Opus. I needed to get across the Lions Gate to get to like West Van, and there was a protest on Georgia, and I was coming down Georgia, and I was like,
I probably was in that same protest.
I'm like, I can't get through.
Yeah.
I'm like getting out of my car. I'm like, please move. I support you.
But please,
but please, I have a wedding to get to. You got to let me through. And they did. They kind of let me through, and I got through. I had a little car, and I was able to get through.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, being on time, like, and because as a vendor, it's like, I don't want to be the reason you're late.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I find whenever I've had the bride done early, everyone else is late. So it's like
Limo's
it doesn't
late,
even matter.
or like grandma's late or whatever,
Yeah, or
right?
like the groom's party, they decide they're getting ready in North Van. The bride's getting ready downtown. There was an accident on the bridge. They're going to be 45 minutes late. So then the bride's just sitting around getting nervous, and you're just like. So sometimes this is nothing. It's not even me a lot of the time.
No.
It can be anything. So I'm like, I'm just doing my best, okay?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is. I never thought about how many details there are with hair. And do you do hair too, or mostly just
I have my hair girls. Oh, and we have other things too, like wardrobe malfunctions, like the zipper doesn't go up, or like when the bridesmaid's dress doesn't fit, or it came in the wrong color, and sometimes people don't notice that, or like the veil or the flowers are missing, like there's been or the extensions are missing. There's been so many things. Especially when people are getting ready at hotels and they're not packing all the stuff they need and they forget stuff.
Yeah.
There's been so many times where people have had to go out and like get like bras or whatever from like one of the stores downtown. Or
That's so funny. I had a couple lock their marriage license in their car once, and then the keys were lost. They didn't know what hotel room the keys were in.
Oh God.
And so they couldn't get married.
I actually had that where I did a wedding. It was like all the way at Rowena's.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's far.
It's like a good
beautiful
2-hour
beautiful
drive.
venue though.
And it was like kind of like a surprise.
And like those cool little cabins there. Yeah, I know
it was like a little surprise wedding. Like the bride and groom were planning this big wedding, and then COVID happened, and they had to cancel, and then they were like, you know what, let's just elope.
Right.
So they decided to have this like really fun day and just like elope and have the best time. We had actually the best time getting ready. We were like having drinks and telling stories, and the groom was with the bride. So it was like everyone was just together. And then the bride goes to put her dress on, and her like garment bag was empty.
No.
Yeah.
No dress.
And we were kind of like, how did you get it?
Did it not feel kind of light?
Yeah, it's like, how did you bring an empty garment bag? Like, how does that happen? And then I was wearing, like a pretty dress, and I was like, well, this isn't going to fit.
Right.
So I was like, I also need outfits to go to my next booking. I can't wear your bridal robe. So she ended up getting eloped in her bridal robe. So they
Good for her.
Yeah. Well, they didn't. There was no one else around, and I said to her, I was like, if you decide to redo the photos, because I had like the photographer and everyone was there. Yeah. Let me know, and then I can do like your makeup again for the photos with the dress, because I felt so bad. I was like, oh my God, that would just be like the one thing that you needed for the wedding. You don't have
the dress.
But then they just had so much fun, so I was like, okay, well.
Like its attitude is so much of it. I tell all my couples, like having a wedding is an adventure.
Yeah.
Nothing goes wrong on an adventure, because by the time the wedding day rolls around, not everything is going to go as planned. No. And we all have had those couples that roll with it, like this bride, or the couples that lose their shit.
Oh yeah.
And if they lose it's not fun. Their day's gone, and you have to just be like, if things go wrong, if you can't fix them, it's going to become a great story.
Exactly. And it's like, I've had people who've had like such detailed days that I'm like exhausted even just hearing about the day. Right. Like I had a bride.
6:06 a.m.
We started, I think, at 2:15 in the morning.
No.
2:15 in the morning.
Who's having fun by the time dinner comes around?
I don't know. It was like a very militant wedding like booking. So it was like everyone had to be ready by I think 7, and there was a big group. But all the bridesmaids had lots of tasks, so they had to have all the balloons blown up in the bedroom or in the hotel room that said bride, and it was like a full calculated day. So it was like everyone was ready.
My whole face is furrowed. You can probably see it on the camera.
Yeah, the bride was ready. I'm not judging you. They did the photos in the balloons. They threw the balloons, and she had 2 giant bottles of like Veuve, which they popped just for the photos and weren't even drinking. I'm like, I will drink that. Yeah. I'm gonna drink that. And then they went and did like Dove release. They did photos here. They did like the carriage in the park. They did the ceremony. Like it was like a full, like everything you could imagine that was like a bougie fun thing to do on a wedding day. They did it all. But the only problem they had was the reception. They only had, I think the restaurant they booked only gave like an hour and a half setup time. And so when the bride got there, it was like the madness of everyone trying to set everything up. So I had to have her in like a side room, and I was doing her like second look touch-ups, and I literally just like spent the longest time touching up her eyeliner just so she would sit with her eyes closed and not see any of the chaos, because it was I could hear things breaking, and I'm like, it's fine, that happens all the time. It's great, it's fine, let's just fix this eyeliner so it's perfect.
It's so telling, this industry, because people don't see what is happening behind the scenes.
And if they do, they would be shocked.
Like the stories, I can just imagine the stories, just even what you've shared already that you have about the things that you've seen and what's gone on. Me too, as an officiant, like you see so much, and the only stuff you really see online is all the amazing. But it really goes to show when you're hiring professional vendors, who, especially with experience, right, who've seen a lot, right? Like every time I think I've seen everything, something happens, and I'm like, never seen that before. Right? But, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I know couples have forgot the license before. I had a groom faint that I literally caught in the middle of the ceremony.
Wow. Was it because it was hot, or was it
I think he skipped breakfast. Probably he didn't seem intoxicated or drunk, but probably drank on an empty stomach, didn't drink any water. And it was super hot, and he was really nervous.
I've had a lot of brides that get really
we're
drunk.
In the middle of the ceremony, and she's like, because I'm talking, right? And I can see her looking at him. She's like, are you okay? And I look over, and he was like, oh, he's not okay. And he's like, ooh. And I literally step in and grab him as he gets ready to fall on the bride. And then what happened? We were at this venue that books, unfortunately, they book weddings like back to back to back to back. So their wedding was like at 3. The next wedding was at 4. It was a Filipino wedding, which they never start on time.
Nope.
It's Filipino culture.
I don't think any weddings really ever start on time.
Yes, some you get the right couple, and so by the time we got him up, the planner was out. She's like, "You got to leave."
Oh no!
And so we're halfway through the wedding ceremony, and we got kicked out of the ceremony space.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and so we had to go into the reception space and finish the wedding in there.
Sometimes I feel like people need to have a little bit more grace and just kind of think about other people put so much pressure and time into a day that sometimes I think people just need to have a little touch more grace when it comes to stuff like that. It's like, I get that there's other people waiting, but they also put a lot of time in this day. Like, give them like 10, 20 extra minutes. Like, that's a tricky one. Actually, it's funny. I tailored a certain thing that I do on every single bride, especially because I notice when I'm doing touch-ups on the bride, and the bride's always sitting there with their eyes closed, and you can just see them thinking about the day, and they're just like starting to get stressed out. I boop people.
Like this?
So I have my brush. They'll be like touching up the bride. We're like posing for the photos. So cute. And I can just see her like getting stressed. And I'll be like, boop. So and then she'll like instantly snap out of it.
It's great.
And smile, and then we'll have a good laughing moment. But like, I have never witnessed someone that doesn't get joy in a boop.
Right.
Like, I boop every bride.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you've been booped. Now you have a good day.
It's so cool, Jasmine, because I think like what this conversation for me is just like, you do so much more than makeup. Right? And this is the theme that I'm starting to see with the vendors that we're talking to. Is like, we all do the job because we love what we're doing. You love makeup, I love officiating, right? Shai loves doing video, but it's actually the people that they love. And wedding, and we really care about their well-being, and we want them to have a beautiful day, right? I think that's great. My daughter did the Bibbidi Boppity Boutique at Disney World.
Oh yeah, I would love to do something like that.
Oh my gosh, they don't let adults do it, unfortunately. But they sit you in the chair.
Yeah.
And they do all your makeup. They put you in a princess gown, and then they put you in front of a magic mirror.
Yeah.
That doesn't show yourself.
Oh.
And then a video comes on, and then the fairy godmother comes on and goes, Bibbidi. Boop. And then it like fireworks light up, and then the mirror comes on, and then it's like, you should see.
That would be so cool for a wedding.
My daughter, she's like 4 years old, like just going bananas. But Yeah, it sounds like you bring a little bit of that fairy godmother magic to couples.
I am and it's funny too, because like I've been doing it for so long. I have clients, when I first did their weddings, they now have kids that are graduating. Like
And
I
now
have
you're
a couple
doing
clients this
grad.
year where I'm doing their kids' grads, and I'm like,
So funny.
wow. I'm like, weren't they 5 like 2 minutes ago?
I'm doing my first wedding this year where I'm marrying a flower girl.
Yeah.
From a wedding that I did in 2012 or 2013, and she was a flower girl, and now I'm doing her wedding.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then I feel like time goes by, but like I don't really feel like time goes by. Like I feel like I'm
it's a
just
bit
doing what I'm
weird, right?
doing, just collecting shoes and dresses and cats and putting sparkles on children, like just living my best life with
love it.
rosé.
I love it. So a newbie now, they heard you, and they're gonna pop into your DMs and be like, "Hey, Jasmine, can I come shadow you?" Like, what makes you say yes to someone, right? I can't imagine the amount of people that want to like learn from you, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll come work for you for free," but like, what are you looking for when someone says like they want to come learn from you, or they want to volunteer, or they want to shadow? Like,
It is
what are the
tricky.
things you look for? Yeah, I can imagine,
'Cause
right?
the thing is, as someone who has a busy day, it's like sometimes you have like a go kind of day. Like this weekend that passed, I was in my car more than I was doing clients.
Right.
Like I had to go from North Van from a wedding to like Hastings and then all the way to UBC. So it was just
You
like
need a Waymo. Have you been in a Waymo?
No, what is that?
It's the self-driving cars they have in LA.
Oh, those kind of freak me out a little bit.
Oh, it's a trip, but I
Yeah.
can definitely see you in a pink Waymo that just drives you around.
I would actually really love that. So if you want to sponsor me, Wayvo, I would love a pink one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you got a busy day, you got lots going on.
I think I'd have to meet the person. I'd have to see like what their vibe is like.
Right.
And then it wouldn't be something where like they'd have to be literally in the shadows or like observing. I won't have time to teach them.
Yeah, because it can be an energy suck, which you don't need.
And people actually don't want that on the wedding day either, because I have witnessed stuff like that with brides who've had like maybe a photographer that has like an assistant.
Right.
And they're teaching the assistant while they're doing the wedding, and we're all kind of like, this is not the day for this. Like, we don't have time for like Melissa to be like learning how to use her shutter, you know, like, so it can be a little tricky. I would probably say first, the best thing to do would be like to book a lesson with your favorite artist or like an artist that you really like, and then maybe have them do your makeup. This is what I do anyway. So I'll book a lesson, I'll do the client, the person's makeup.
And teach them
what I'm doing on them so they can see it.
Right.
And then we'll do a step 2 lesson where we'll have a model, and then we'll do the model's makeup together to achieve the look that we're going to do. And then we can do a photo shoot.
Right.
So I've done that, and I find that's a little bit more like a controlled environment, because then we can actually have time to learn. And then if it's going to be something like a shadowing, it would just have to be like on a day that wouldn't be too
But you'd also have a
crazy.
good idea of their energy by that point. And they're also investing something. Like this is what I keep thinking about, because a lot of people say this, like, what would you do if you get started? Like, oh, go network or go meet people. But like as a busy professional like yourself, like that costs you something.
Yes.
Costs you something to have a new makeup artist come along. Hey, what are you doing? And like, you're on to make sure they're not in the way. It's more work to have a shadow, right? But having someone be like, okay, I'm willing to pay you to teach me.
Exactly.
Right? Then they're taking your time.
And then it's an incentive as
willing
well.
to do it again. Well, then in those 2 sessions, like make a good impression, right? Show that you're a professional, you got good energy, you can follow instructions, you're kind. And then at that stage, making the request, hey,
then you can
I shadow you one day? Or if you have a grad booking, or if there's something that I can do, or
it just makes
along
it
those lines, right? Because it's true, like you want to get into the industry, and networking is amazing. But I think, Shia was talking about people just flooding your DMs, like asking, hey, can I come work for you for free? Can I come work for you? Well, that's actually is almost harder, right? Because you're like, well, no, like I'm working. Like I don't have time to shadow you.
The thing is, too, is
for you to shadow me.
You're also teaching someone for free all your hard-earned secrets that you've spent years and years and years curating.
Right.
So like, for instance, like I said, the boop thing.
Right.
Like I started doing that on brides because I could tell like when they were getting their photos done, they would be sitting there like, just not
ruminating.
Yeah, like you could tell they were not happy, and then they're not going to get the photos they want.
Right.
So I do the little boop, and it kind of snapped them out of it. And I've always had such great outcomes doing that that I just do it every time. Like, people expect it.
Right.
They're like, "Oh, are you going to boop me?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Right. Yeah.
So it's like
Get ready.
those are things that you can't really, like, those are things you learn over the years. So it's like, if you have people that are working for you for free, and then like going and taking your vibe and like kind of creating their own brand that maybe is kind of copying yours, then it's also kind of like a little frustrating. 'Cause it's like, well, that's what I do. So it's kind of hard too, because you have to think of like things that are going to be more you.
Yeah.
So if everyone just starts booping everyone, they'll be like, "Oh, that's what Jasmine does."
Yeah.
You know, it's
You gotta trademark that shit, Jasmine.
I know, I did. I just did it.
Perfect.
I trademarked. It's my thing.
Trademark boop.
Yeah, boop.
I love it.
But yeah, so that is kind of the tricky thing. But I feel like lessons are really great. Like those are
because then they're putting some skin in the game, right?
And I also I feel like it's so different because like back in like I think it was like 2014, they used to have the industry meetup parties.
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
Yeah, absolutely. They
They
great.
were every year, like twice a year, and it was such a great way to meet people in the industry that have been doing it for a while and people that have been doing it for a small amount of time, or they're new, and everyone can like have drinks and get to know each other and be friends and add each other on Instagram. And then you put a face to the name, because sometimes like with certain florists or something like that, like you don't know who they are, you just know their company.
Right.
So then when you go to these events, you actually get to see the person and then like meet them. And I have so many vendors that are clients of mine too that I do their special events. And so I find that they don't really do those as much as they used to. But another one would be the wedding shows, like the Creme de la Creme show.
Yep.
We were at the Engage show. That's a great place for new vendors to go to and just like meet other vendors and kind of get an idea of like the wedding industry and like what everyone's doing. I think that's a good
That's how Ashton and I met. Ashton from Bespoke.
Yeah.
I was doing a wedding show and she just bought a ticket and just went around to the booths and introduced herself. And I was like, go meet some people who are making waves in the industry or people that you like. Because the DMs do get flooded.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't really know who the person is and what their intentions are. So it's kind of nice to meet people in person.
Yeah.
A little tickle in my throat.
Yeah, go for it. Have a little more water there.
A little tickle. I think it's because I'm out of my drink.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sad.
I'm sorry it wasn't bigger. Next time we'll make it a
like
double.
a little fishbowl.
We'll make it a double. Thanks for
Choking
coming
on lip gloss.
Yeah, that's okay. We can edit it out.
Yeah, please do. Okay. Redo of me choking on lip gloss.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
I'm better.
So where can people find you?
Instagram, Jasmine Hoffman.
Easy breezy.
Easy peasy.
And what's next?
All my
What's next for
things are
Jasmine?
the same.
Where are you 5 years from now?
Honestly, I would love to do more weddings in Italy or in Europe. I have to cough again. Sorry. I'm going to grab a little gum.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go for it.
I had a little bit of a cold that I've been fighting.
Oh my gosh, look at your glasses.
I know it says it's Barbie bitch.
Oh my goodness, can I try them on? Look at these glasses.
Aren't they so fun? Oh my God, you need those.
It's Barbie bitch.
It's Barbie bitch.
These are great. I love, Jasmine, how well you've curated your brand. I think you're I do think for solopreneurs and vendors like yourself that, having a very standout brand, a standout look, something that is unique, but on top of that, it's evident you really take great care of the people that book you. So it's no surprising that you've had, quarter century in the industry doing makeup.
Thank you.
That's wild.
And I feel like when you love what you do, we were talking about earlier about, I remember I had, when there's been other teams involved, there's been times where I've had bridal party, pull me aside and they're like, "Can you come in the bathroom with me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And there's a bridesmaid crying. and her eyelashes are crooked and she doesn't like the eyeshadow or whatever. And I'm like, I got you. So I'll like go and I'll like do a secret little repair and then everyone's happy. And like there's, I think if you love what you do, you want everyone to look good.
Yeah.
But it's, there's been a few of those where I'm like, ooh, that lip color does not work on you. Let's fix this. And like I've had to do some little, I'm good at fixing things, especially like hair. Like I don't do hair. But I've had to fix so many of my bride's hair before just because like the hairspray wasn't strong enough or bobby pins are falling out. So I'm good at fixing things. So, and then everyone's fabulous.
That's handy.
It is handy, yeah.
That's great. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
And here's to more weddings in Italy.
Yes. Yeah, Italy, I would love to do. Any kind of Europe. I'd love to travel more for weddings. I feel like a lot of the time when I get people that are wanting to book me for weddings that are out of country, it's always when I have weddings here.
You have to book well in advance. Like I'm booked up 12 months in advance. No, so people often ask me to travel and I'm like, I got 3 weddings that weekend. Like I'm not going anywhere. And I've never would ever be like, oh, sorry to a bride that like booked me a year in advance. I'm going to Italy. Like it just wasn't meant to be. But I've had so many times where I've like, it was like Croatia, LA, Napa. Like I've like had to say no to weddings because you're booked.
I was booked, which is great, but I was like, oh, that would be so fun. So more traveling for weddings would be fun. That's kind of my thing. And then I would like to do possibly like a brand.
Yeah, I could totally see you doing that.
So I have in
like a makeup brand or like
beauty,
your own beauty
like
brand.
my own beauty brand. So I have it in my thoughts. And I'm manifesting it. It's just kind of the money.
Yeah, what about a reality show?
There's also that is possibly in the works too.
I could for whatever. I'm just like, I could see you having a reality show about doing makeup.
I've had 3 times where I've talked about doing a possible reality show. And it was before COVID, the first one, and it was actually a really fun idea. It was going to be kind of like the wedding industry of Vancouver kind of thing, like almost like Real Housewives vibe, but like in the beauty industry, because you get to see like even actually like if the housewives like had all of their beauty team have their own show, it would be hilarious.
Oh, it would be hilarious.
Just to see all the stuff that goes
even
on.
the shop talk between vendors, right? Like the vendors we talk.
All the things that we've seen or like we're like, oh no, she wants to do this again. You're like, oh, it's not gonna work. So I feel like it would be really fun. But when they first kind of like introduced the idea of doing like a reality show, it was like following me doing weddings. But I was a little nervous because I was like, oh, but I don't want to be part of people's like special days and then it's being taken over by me and my team.
Which it would be.
So it would have to be like
or people would have to know it or be on board for that.
It'd almost have to be advertised. And then because I'm so busy doing weddings, it's hard too because people book so far in advance. So I was like, and I wasn't allowed to have my phone. I remember they were telling me like, you couldn't have your phone. And I was like, well, I need to have my phone, my Barbie phone. So I was thinking about it. I think it would be fun, but then I might get canceled because I say things that I shouldn't say.
You can't get canceled.
I know, I'm just joking. Maybe I could.
Media's a bit. I did a wedding, for a celebrity wedding once, for someone from The Bachelor. And it was just chaos. Like the cameras and the crews and stuff like that. Like it totally zapped. The wedding. It felt like a production.
One of my first celebrity weddings was Biff Naked.
Oh yeah.
So it was right in the beginning of like when everyone had like all the celebrities were starting to get reality TV shows. So it was like
Biff Naked. I haven't heard of him forever.
And so she was so funny. I used to work at this little boutique in Yaletown. She'd come in all the time. And she's like, I want you to do my hair and makeup for my wedding. And I was like, well, I don't really do hair. And she's like, well, I want you to do my hair and makeup. I was like, okay. And it was like a full-on week-long filming that she was doing for a reality show. And so I had the film crew follow me around all day. I got hit in the head like 2 times with a boom. Like, do you not see me? Like, it was like paparazzi. And I got to see the whole day go down. But then when you watch it on TV, you're like, that is not how that actually happened.
At all.
Like,
It's totally manipulated, yeah.
Yeah, but it was so fun. And it was such a great vibe. But I feel like not every reality thing is like that. So, but it is fun.
I could totally see it happening for you.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll put it out there.
We'll put it out there if anyone's listening.
Get the snaps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
This was great.
It was so
I'm
fun.
so happy you made it.
Thanks for the cocktail.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Better late than ever.
I'm glad we got it in a nice glass for you.
Yay, with my little flamingo.
Right.
Cute.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to the Friendors podcast, the podcast by wedding vendors for wedding vendors. I'm your host, Shawn Miller, signing off. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean the world to us if you would follow, subscribe, and perhaps share it with a fellow wedding vendor who could use some inspiration or simply a good laugh. Want the Friendors podcast to come to your city? Drop us a comment below and let us know. Until next time, keep learning and keep creating amazing weddings that feel better than they look. See you in the next one.